What's going on with Jalin Hyatt and the New York Football Giants? He played in 48 snaps versus the Seattle Seahawks in Week 5, but still no catches. Is it producing? He has 0 receptions for the Giants this year. And the question I got to ask to everyone is it time to worry about Jalin Hyatt as a New York Giant? The trade deadline's right around the corner. The Giants have clearly opted to step into the pool of Darius Slayton instead of Jalin Hyatt. And even though he had 48 snaps, no production. He did draw 2 holds, and I will credit him for that. And I'm a Jalin Hyatt believer. And I believe in the talent. But I do feel like he's got to get some blame and deserves some of the reason as to why he has not been playing and why he has not been all that productive. Because to go from having a semi-productive year as a rookie, 23 grabs in 17 games, 16 yards per catch, an average depth of target of 21 yards with 6 catches of 20-plus yards, to come into the following season and not even be a factor in the game plan, not even be a piece of this offense, is definitely concerning. 15 snaps week 1, down to 12, down to 10, up to 13. And you would think the game where Malik Nabers does not play, he would be a guy that benefited from that. And he did at the snap production-wise, snap count-wise. But, man, like you could not have scripted a worse start for Jalin Hyatt in his sophomore season for the New York Giants. Like, I was talking to Patrick Seatman on the way into work, and he was like, I know you want Hyatt to play, but Slayton's absolutely better than him. And I'm like, yeah, Slayton is better than him. And he's like, Dable sees him in practice every day. If he was that good, they would be playing him. And you know what? I agree with that. But at the end of the day, something that I've always gone back to is you got to invest in your investments. And you made an investment by moving up in the 3rd round, including a 4th-round pick. You included a 4th-round pick to move up. So you used 2 draft picks on him to get him in the 3rd round. He doesn't play. And I can't say he has or hasn't got an opportunity, but he definitely this year has not made the most of his opportunities. Do I think the Giants are to blame some? Yes. And I also think that Jalin Hyatt's to blame some. I don't know if it's the lack of a route tree. I don't know what it is. But I think as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline, if you're not going to play Hyatt, and you're probably going to add another receiver in the offseason, you probably need to make a decision on his future as a New York Giant. Clearly, the Giants are much more in favor of Darius Slayton, and Darius Slayton has been much more productive. He got the call this week, had to step up and play as a wide receiver 1 against the Seattle Seahawks, top 7 passing defense entering the game, and he answered the bell. 8 receptions, 122 yards, 15-plus yards per catch, and a touchdown. Had a bad drop early in the game, but he came back and he answered. Tough catch after contested catch over the middle, those short in routes, and then he also had some nice runs after the catch. And he's a free agent. And if you're going to play him this much, that tells me you want to probably bring him back, and that's not a problem. But if you are going to land yourself in the pool of Darius Slayton, you got to at least entertain the trade calls for Jalin Hyatt, right? Like, one thing I will say is we saw Jalin Hyatt after the kick was blocked by Isaiah Simmons. He's celebrating like a kid, and he's happy on the sideline. And that, that made me happy. I enjoyed and I was thrilled to see that he was happy to celebrate his team even when his number and his name and his production wasn't a part of the win. But for me, I think it just comes down to you got to make a decision. Either use the asset to help the team win or use the asset to help the team win in the future. I don't know. I'm really in the middle because I believe in the player, and maybe it's too soon, but I think there's something here. I don't know if he's in the doghouse. I don't know what it is. But, man, it's been a rough start to the season for Mr. Jalin Hyatt. What would you do if you were Joe Schoen? Would you keep him? Would you trade him? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Joseph Cruz coming in with a question. Says, do you think we are going to see more of Tyrone Tracy after his performance? Also, if Jones proves himself, are we still drafting a QB over a position player? I think going forward, it should at least be close to a 50-50 snap split between Tyrone Tracy in Devin Singletary. Especially if Singletary can't hold on to the football. I don't really need to see Eric Gray anymore. I know he had some nice plays yesterday. The screen pass on 3rd and 17, he picks up 18 yards. But if you can't hold the football, you can't play. And I don't think Eric Gray should be playing all that much anymore. It should be a two-back backfield with Singletary and Tracy. I want to see Tracy getting more and more reps. And I think by the end of the season, I want to see Tracy being kind of more of the feature back. When it comes to also if Jones proves himself, are we still drafting a QB? If Daniel Jones plays the way he did in week 5 the rest of the season, no, you don't draft a QB because he won a football game and he played his tail off. And I know everyone's looking for that aha moment, circle the block, Marshall, I told you so, Marshall, I told you so. And I don't want to pour water on everyone's fire and dampen everyone's awesome experience. Nothing changed yesterday for me. I still believe there's a major question mark about Daniel Jones being the future franchise quarterback. And if the season were to end today, I would still cut Daniel Jones. But how about if he goes out and beats Cincy in week 6 and he goes out and wins week 7, finds a way to battle in the NFC, goes and beats the Cowboys, maybe beats the Eagles twice, maybe gets into the playoffs, then yeah, we could talk about it. Proving himself isn't one time. He's a top 5 highest paid player in the NFL this year. You got to do it more than one time. My expectations are higher, and I think everyone else's expectations should be higher than one win. Keep doing it. Do it again. Keep bringing it. Boom! We got more questions coming up around the corner. But first, I got to give a major shout out to today's sponsor, Game Time. If you're looking for last-minute tickets to go watch the Giants or the Knicks or go to a concert, download the Game Time app and get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. And if you use the promo code ChatSports, you're going to get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You get last-minute tickets and you get flash deals. Views from the seats, and lowest price guarantee. Take advantage of the 2 features that are going to make sure you get the best deal. That all-in pricing feature, no one wants hidden fees when they get to check out, and the Game Time Picks feature. That way, it's that much more easy to get the best deals to go see your favorite people perform. Download the app, create an account, promo code ChatSports, ChatSports, and get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. What time is it? It is game time. Be a real one. Support the show. Support the sponsor. The only Brandon G coming in with a $10 super chat. We appreciate you. Victory Monday. Longtime subscriber. How's Hyatt feeling after not getting any targets? We saw him celebrate after the kick was made. I'm sure internally he's a little upset. Wants more run. Wants more burn. Wants more touches. But at least to show that he was happy. You know what? That's good enough for me. Hopefully he's not moping. Hopefully he's not pouting. I believe there's still a good player there. I wish the Giants would prioritize him a little bit more, but I also got to look and be like, you know what, maybe he needs to do a little bit more. But happy with the way that he showed emotion and being happy. The Hippie, if our team keeps playing like they did yesterday, what would you predict our record to be? So you're 2-3? You play like that? Can we get to 8-9? Can we get to 9-8? Can we get to 7-10? Can we get to 10-7? Giants played winning football yesterday. They took care of the ball outside of a dumb fumble by Eric Gray. And their best players played like the best players. You do that, you dominate the line of scrimmage, you wreck the game with 5-97-0, and you got a lot of shot. You got a lot of promise. And you're going to have a shot every week to potentially go and win a football game. Best players got to be your best players. Giants have some good players, but they got to play like it. Poke Moore, who do you think is on the trade block the Giants can grab if we start a winning streak? What I would say, Poke Moore, is the Giants should not be buyers. I think you only make a trade to improve at the trade deadline if you believe that you can make a run in the playoffs. If you think you can potentially add number 5 to the case. And I think that the Giants are still a ways away. So let's save our picks and let's save our resources to improve in the offseason. I wouldn't buy, and I wouldn't. Nah, I'm not trading for anyone right now. Hey, Rivera, will the Giants renew Slayton? I think that they definitely want to. I think that they think that he is, and you know what? He played like it yesterday. Maybe not. We saw it. He played like a top 3 receiver in a good wide receiver room. Yeah, I think the Giants are interested in re-signing Darius Slayton. I think they are. Coastline Cowboys. Are you scared with how much Jones ran? No, not at all. It's one of his best skills. And to maximize Daniel Jones, he needs to do it. No, not at all. Not at all. For Daniel Jones to be the best version of himself, he has to use his legs. He has to be involved in the ground attack. And he was, and I liked the way he ran, and he used every tool in his tool bag. And that's what he's got to do. That's what he's got to do, and I'm more than proud of the way that he played against the Seahawks. What up, Joel? Do you think that Daniel Jones can actually help bring this team to the playoffs? Play like he did yesterday, absolutely. That's why I'm always so tough on Daniel Jones. That's why I always ask so much of him, because we've seen it. We saw it against the Vikings. He looked damn good. He looked damn good against a strong defense in Seattle. Like, yeah. I mean, look, you go and play like that, you're going to win a lot of games. You're going to win a lot of games if Daniel Jones plays like that. Zach, cornerback round 1, right guard round 2 next draft. I never like penciling in positions, Zach, for drafts, but if you are asking me what the biggest needs for this team going forward are, corner, right guard, defensive tackle, as well as playmakers on offense. Those are my biggest pieces the Giants got to add this offseason. Those are the ones they got to improve on the most. Nope, says, is Joe Shane and the staff safe for next season? I think even before the win against Seattle, they were most likely safe. This is the brain trust I think that we're riding with for a while. I think they are. And one win against Seattle, if that is what changes your opinion on them, if you're John Mara, you probably didn't have much conviction in your feeling. It's nice to get the reassurance that they won, but I think they're here. That's why I say that. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up over there, and let's go Big Blue.